I don't really spend time wondering why I'm not good enough because I know I'm good enough. I actually probably think I'm overqualified, to be honest with you. You need to have a strong belief in your soul, okay? That you are not just worthy, okay? But that you are good enough, that you are more than good enough. This is a strong belief that I feel like every woman needs to have, especially before she starts dating.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You are overqualified. You are the best thing ever. You deserve a relationship from a man. Why is it then that men don't want to date you? I see these videos all the time, guys, where women are like, yeah, I'm the best. I deserve this. I deserve that. And then for some reason, the men just don't want to date you. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again. And on today's episode, we are going to be kicking it off with this clip right here of a woman who says that, you know, she's overqualified for dating. But I find it just very funny because despite being apparently overqualified, she makes TikTok videos crying and complaining that essentially men don't want to date her. Interesting how that works. I think a lot of modern women are in the same position. Guys, let's jump in. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments.
Spend time wondering why I'm not good enough because I know I'm good enough. I actually probably think I'm overqualified, to be honest with you. You need to have a strong belief in your soul, okay? That you are not just worthy, okay? But that you are good enough.
Did you ever think to yourself that maybe modern women might not actually be good enough, right? That maybe dudes are looking for something that modern women are just not providing. You know, oh, I'm good enough, I'm overqualified, I deserve this. Really, because the men who you're trying to date, they don't seem to think so. And again, these are dudes who are at the top percent, right? These are men that these women chase on dating applications and things like this. But even the average guy, who many modern women think that they are above, a lot of these guys don't want to date these women. You know, women are struggling more and more to get commitment out of the men that they want. Because quite honestly, a lot of them don't actually provide anything that men are interested in.
You are more than good enough. This is a strong belief that I feel like every woman needs to have, especially before she starts dating. Why? Because as I always say, dating is going to shake things up. It's going to highlight your insecurities. And I think that if you want to be able to move through the problems of dating or maybe the triggers sometimes that can arise, you need to be aware of what those insecurities are. And you also need to have a certain level of confidence already locked and loaded in place, ready to go.
Yeah, see, here's what this woman is actually describing. Narcissism, right? You need to become as self-centered as possible so that when Chad breaks your spirit, when this guy doesn't want to have a relationship with you, then you can just cope harder and everything will be fine. You know, guys, dating is really not this difficult for women. Women don't need dating coaches. They don't need guides on how to go about this, okay? They don't need women making TikTok videos giving their advice, even though men don't want them. Women just actually need to choose men correctly and not hook up with a bunch of different dudes. It's really that simple, man. But modern women are so bad at choosing men. They are absolutely terrible at it. Now, again, if they listened to any man in their life, if they actually took what their father says seriously, or any dude who's trying not to have bedroom fun with them, I mean, men have been telling women this the whole time. They could, you know, their local church community could probably tell them this. Their uncle could tell them this, their father, their brother, and so on. But we don't listen to these guys, do we? No, no, no. We have to go out there and just trial and error smashing dudes until we're 30, and now we're like, well, I've developed my confidence. That's nice for you. You've developed some confidence, but dudes, you know, really not a selling point. because what you're essentially describing is actually just self-entitlement, really.
Be aware of what those insecurities are, and you also need to have a certain level of confidence already locked and loaded, in place, ready to go. What happens when we are in a relationship and a man cheats? Obviously, we as women internalize the cheating. What did I do that forced his hand? What could I have done better? What didn't I do? Why her, not me? All these things. And to be honest with you, I think it's more of a reflection of him than you, okay?
You know, here's the thing. Number one, I actually don't think that women reflect like this. I really don't. A lot of them, they'll just obviously go instantly to blaming the guy. I will say, I don't really care what gender you are. I think cheating is cringe. I don't care if you're a dude. I don't care if you're a woman. I don't care if you think you're a helicopter, okay? I think it's stupid, no matter which gender you are. But truthfully, the women just pick really bad men, guys. You know, if their father was out here choosing the dude, do you reckon her father would get it wrong? Like, what do you think the statistics would be if you had fathers choosing the relationships for their daughters of that man that was chosen, then going out cheating? Because I think if the men were choosing the significant others for these women, oh, the cheating would drop a significant amount, guys. But what happens is women go out here, they hook up with dudes, they try and get relationships with men who they have no business being in relationships with. A lot of these guys are never going to take you seriously. You know, they're seeing 57 different women before you even get into a relationship with them. Probably not the smartest move. But women just don't seem to understand this. They have zero conceptualization oftentimes of how to pick a quality man. And quality men get treated like garbage by the majority of women. You know, you go out here, you're a nice man. A lot of women will just straight up treat you like trash because, hey, maybe you're not attractive enough. Like, again, women are looking at how attractive you are before they look at your behavior, despite what they may tell you on street interviews. But, yeah. Let's keep going.
To be honest with you, I think it's more of a reflection of him than you, okay? You need to know in your heart of hearts that if somebody chose something, that decision was fully made by them. Fully made by them, okay? They made that choice. The choice you have to make now is this a person I really need in my life?
What is this? This isn't even a question. Obviously not. Get some self-respect. If a dude cheats on you, you shouldn't be there. Very simple.
Do I think we can come back from this? Do we both want to work on this and rebuild the trust?
Okay, you are so lost. This is what I'm talking about, man. These women are so damn clueless. If someone cheats on someone in the relationship, there is no rebuilding. It's over. Let's go next. It is done. But women will try and make this crap work for whatever damn reason. It's so stupid to me, man. You think that someone's going to, you know, I'd say this regardless of if a person is a man or a woman. Let's just take a dude, for example, okay? Your girlfriend cheats on you. You forgive her because you want to rebuild the trust. You are going to get cheated on again. Like, I don't know what you think is going to happen, okay? But people will do whatever behavior that you tolerate. You know, if you say that you're fine being, because that's essentially what you're saying. You're like, oh, let's just rebuild the trust. No. This is like taking a vase and then just dropping it on the floor and just smashes into pieces. There's no rebuilding this. Modern women in a nutshell, guys. Dating coach, considering men who are cheating on her as a viable possibility to continue a relationship with. These are like the role models for women, by the way. These are the people who are going out here giving dating advice to women. Yeah, well, let's rebuild the trust. This isn't even a question.
We can come back from this. Do we both want to work on this and rebuild the trust, okay? If you are thinking of taking somebody back that has cheated, trust is out the window. You have no trust. So if you're both not committed and don't want to go to therapy and work on the problem, baby, you're dead in the water.
Oh, yes. Someone cheats on you. Yeah, let's just go to therapy. You're not qualified to be in a relationship, madam. You have no idea what the hell you're talking about. You're considering putting up with men who cheat on you. As far as I'm concerned, this is just being asked to be cheated on subsequent times.
you're dead in the fucking water. I believe that the only way to come back from cheating is if both parties are willing to and want to agree to go to therapy to work on rebuilding your foundation, which is trust.
Yeah, so this woman, essentially what I'm getting from this video is that this woman just cheats on people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way we'd be advocating for going to therapy and making things work unless you were someone who was going out here cheating on dudes. She probably cheats on the men that she does manage to get relationships out of, by the way. Like, I can't imagine. I think a lot of this is really just projection. Like, you know, we're complaining about X behavior from a man. Usually the women are just complaining about behaviors that they themselves are doing.
Agree to go to therapy to work on rebuilding your foundation, which is trust. If you don't have trust, baby, you got nothing. You've got nothing. Back to the being worthy part, okay? You need the belief that you are inherently, you were born worthy, okay? You were born worthy. The worthiness is inside of you. It's already there. You need to believe it, okay?
Women's dating advice, guys, is so crazy to me because what it essentially is it's just complete and utter narcissism. Okay? You're not worthy simply because you exist. This is something that a lot of guys, you know, they get pummeled into them from a very young age. You know, if you're not worthy, right? If you don't bring something to the relationship, whether that be with a woman or, you know, like business or something like this, if you don't bring things to the table in any context as a man, nobody gives a damn about you. You inherently as a dude, unless you come from like a rich family or something, you start at zero. Or unless you're like highly attractive, you start at zero. You are worth completely nothing. But I just love these people who make these videos, man, and they're like, yeah, you're just worth it, queen. You're like the best thing ever. Men should be lining up to have a relationship with you. There's no actual reflection on why. There's no earning any of it. You know, there's no consideration of the things that men might want. It's just, hey, you're worthy. This is kind of like a dude who's overweight, no friends, jobless, and he's sitting here saying how worthy he is of having a supermodel girlfriend. Really? Really? We're going to sit here and talk about being worthy. This is why dudes don't want to date you, by the way. Like, they just have no idea, man.
The worthiness is inside of you. It's already there. You need to believe it, okay? So I would focus more so on fixing that belief than spending your time wondering why you weren't enough for that person, okay? That's the wrong person, babe. That's the wrong person, okay?
Holy hell. Female dating coaches, man. Female dating coaches. Let's continue into the next one here. We've actually featured this woman a couple of times recently. And so now what we're talking about is women wasting their youth, wasting their good years on men who don't want them. Now, this is something that dudes could have told them for free. I mean, again, listen to any male in your life whatsoever. Listen to your father, your brother, your uncle, something like this. And you would get some good advice like this. But hey, it takes until we're like pushing 30 and we've hooked up with a billion dudes to figure it out. Let's jump in.
Ladies, men's primary focus is not relationships. They are biologically selfish. And they can come in the comments here and deny it until they're blue in the face.
I mean, everybody is biologically selfish. I mean, obviously, the people who are not biologically selfish get weeded out of the gene pool like centuries ago. What is she talking about here? Everyone's biologically selfish.
Comments here and deny it until they're blue in the face. But this is the facts. And the quicker you realize this as a woman, the happier you will be in this life.
All right, let's hear it.
Once you realize that a man does not give an F about you, you will be happier as a woman.
Yeah, so here's the thing. The men that you're dating don't give an F about you. That's really obvious. I'll agree with you there. You know, there are a lot of guys who would love to take care of a woman, to have a family, to do these sorts of things. But number one, they get scammed for doing it. You can thank the divorce courts for that one, family law courts, and so on. A lot of guys would love to do that. There's that first issue. Number two, a lot of modern women are simply not worth doing this for. And then number three, even if you are willing to do these things, a lot of girls are just not interested in you anyway because you're not tall enough, or you're not attractive enough, or there's not enough money in your bank account, and the list goes on and on. Right? Women complain about wasting their good years and their youth, when truthfully, this is something that they are actively deciding to do themselves. They could have a relationship if they wanted to, but you know, that man, he might be 5'7". Oh no, dating a man who's not 6 foot. What an absolute you know, pain in the ass that is for her. And this is really what it boils down to, man. It's like, there are dudes out there who would have relationships with you. You're actually the one who's wasting your youth, not the men.
You will be happier as a woman. When you start to think this way, you will naturally prioritize yourself. And that is something that as women we should have done many years ago.
The reason why you're still single and pushing 30 is because you have done nothing but prioritize yourself. What do you mean, man? It's crazy to me. Women will go out here, smash so many dudes until they're like 29, and then they'll start to talk about prioritizing themselves. What do you mean? You've been prioritizing yourself this entire damn time. You've been pushing off that biological clock until the last minute, pushing off having marriage, and so on and so forth. Now you arrive, the homework is due, and you haven't done any of it, and you're like, you know what? Now I need to get crystal clear on what I want. Yeah, what you wanted was to hook up with a bunch of dudes until you're pushing 30. Congratulations, you achieved that. Now what you want changes, because now you need security. You see what I'm saying? Like, they would love to have that attractive guy, but that attractive guy is not going to sit there and provide for her, probably, especially women like this, man.
We should have done centuries ago. And I don't just mean being out here for survival. No, I mean really decentering men and centering ourselves. Men's primary focus is not relationships. It's career, status, and personal goals. Where's relationships in that?
I mean, just by the way, I think it says a lot about the men that you chase. I mean, a lot of guys would love to prioritize something like a family or prioritize their women, which, just by the way, men are actively punished for prioritizing women, just so you know. You know, if a dude makes a woman his entire world, he focuses on nothing, you know, he just makes the relationship the one thing he cares about. Women are repulsed by men like this. They're going to look at you and be like, well, why is he focusing all this effort on me? Doesn't he have work to do? Shouldn't this silly man be paying my bills? Things like this, man. But like, dudes who actively just put women, prioritize the hell out of them, oftentimes these men are actually the ones who are treated the worst, by the way. There are a lot of guys who would love to prioritize women, prioritize a family, and so on and so forth, but they learn through the years that they simply can't do this because they're punished for doing so, you know?
Where's relationships in that? Doesn't exist. Because men don't center their lives around relationships. In fact, they see relationships as just like an addition, as something that's just kind of there lingering. They don't go out seeking relationships.
Just by the way, there are a lot of guys who do go out there seeking relationships, but these men are completely invisible and you treat them like trash. Right? Because here's the thing, the dudes who are seeking relationships, oftentimes they don't have a lot of dating experience, perhaps. And women are just absolutely repulsed by these guys. As much as they say, oh, I want a guy that's been with no women. No, they don't. No, they don't. They chase the men who have a lot of experience. They don't want the guy who's just looking for the love of his life. They don't chase these men. They chase the dude who a bunch of other women want, who's successful, who's attractive, who puts things above her. You know, that's not to say if dudes get into a relationship with a woman that, you know, he's just going to treat her like complete trash. He just understands that the woman's with him for a reason. You know, a lot of the guys who are chasing relationships, man, they just think that women should value them as well. Women don't value you unless you actually bring something. Like, I've been trying to say this on the channel for quite some time, guys. Women do not give a damn, especially if they don't know you, about your struggle or your life or the things you've been through, or, you know, what your grind or anything like this. They choose the dudes who are already finished. right? Particularly for long-term relationships. They don't care about your struggles in your career. All they give a damn about is whether or not you've actually made it. That's really what it boils down to, man. They're choosing the dudes who are already there, the men who are already attractive, already successful, and so on. And typically the dudes who are seeking relationship, they're out there just specifically trying to get these women. Oftentimes these women even aren't even worth getting in the first place. They're not worth prioritizing. Makes sense to me.
They go out seeking pleasure. Oh yeah. And we're gonna trigger some men today because they're not gonna like that. Oh no, we care about love. No, you don't. No, you don't.
No, I actually do not. I have no interest in loving a woman like you. I think this woman's damn well spot on. A lot of guys are interested in finding a love, finding a relationship and things like this. But guys who have common sense, man, as well, especially, they don't want to look for these things with women like you. Dudes start looking for families. One of the first things that these men do after realizing that they can't have one with you because you're simply awful, they'll travel overseas, man. Like they will actively just leave the country.
No, you don't. And the younger you realize this as a girl as well, by the way, the happier you will be. Because ladies, men do not give an F about you, and they never will.
Just by the way, a lot of men care about women, and again, like they're actively punished for doing it.
Because they are not wired to care about you.
What? What is this woman talking about? Men have been providing and caring about women for centuries. This is crazy. Like, men actively built modern day society. Quite a lot of that is designated to protecting and caring for women. And then you get women on TikTok on their iPhones, man. They're like, yeah, men don't care about us. They're just not interested in protecting us. They don't care about women. They don't love us. Men have done so much out of the care for women, just by the way. So damn much.
They are wired to feel fulfillment through doing things like providing and protecting. They get a hit of dopamine from doing those things. So when they take care of you and they do these manly things that they are supposed to do, that are their duties.
Supposed to do duties. I love how women say this, by the way. Can I start saying that it's women's duty to be in the kitchen? Because, we go on and on about men's duties. It's men's duty to provide and care for me, even though this woman just said that men don't care. I don't know. There's so many logical contradictions in this damn video, But so men have duties, apparently. Can I sit here and say that women have duties, or am I just going to be labeled as disliking women if I say that? Again, women are perfectly allowed to have all of these things that they require from men and the duties that men must fulfill. But the moment I mention a womanly duty, for example, or I insinuate that one might even exist, then I'm the one that doesn't like women. Crazy.
Supposed to do, that are their duties, they get a hit of dopamine, the happy hormones. They feel good. That's it. That's as far as it goes with a man. He's never going to feel anything else for you. He's not going to feel that undenying love that you've been taught in the fairy tales, that we've been taught as young girls growing up, that, there's Prince Charming. There was nothing charming about Prince Charming. And all the princesses, they were silenced. They had to sacrifice things in order to be princesses. They were controlled. They were watched.
Just by the way, a lot of these princesses from these stories, of course it triggers you because you don't have the behaviors of any of them. They just can't fathom that, like, the princesses who are in these sorts of things, they just weren't argumentative and awful. It wasn't about being controlled. It wasn't about sacrifice and things like this. It was like the women were actually pleasant to be around, and they hadn't been with a whole bunch of guys. Of course, this woman doesn't like the stereotype or the archetype of a princess because she doesn't fit into that whatsoever. She's been with too many dudes. She's too angry. She's too career focused and things like this. Like she is strong and independent woman, TikTok career dating advice crap. Of course she doesn't like traditional princesses because she could never live up to the things that would entail. Which, by the way, to be a princess, this is not like you have to go out there and make 6 figures. You don't have to do anything remotely difficult. Really, what it comes down to is just abstaining from the bad things in your life. Don't hook up with a bunch of dudes. Don't eat a bunch of McDonald's. You're like most of the way there. Be pleasant to be around. You've sold, if you have those 3 things, you've sold a whole lot of men. But women just can't do this.
Silenced. They had to sacrifice things in order to be princesses. They were controlled. They were watched. The fairy tales really aren't fairy tales. And the quicker you realize this, the happier you will be in life. And you will stop putting your life on pause and wasting all your good years. When men don't care about you, they don't care about you. They don't.
It's worth repeating, by the way, guys, that the men that actually really, really deeply care for women, oftentimes these guys are the ones who are treated the most like trash. And so what ends up happening is dudes just realize that it's a bad idea. You know, that's really what it comes down to. What are you going to do? Give this, wear your heart on your sleeve for a woman like this? Oh, hell no, man. Oftentimes dudes come out here, they talk about their feelings, and modern women will just completely trash them for it. So men just stop talking about their feelings. You know, dudes care about you. They do absolutely everything for you. And then they get treated like trash. They lose their house in the divorce. They lose their children. They lose all of their assets and things like this. And you might say, well, you know, it's the same thing as women just chasing out of their league. Here's the thing, guys. Average men are not attractive to average women. There's a real imbalance there. You see what I'm saying? Like, a woman can be on your level, but a lot of level, I hate that word, but you see what I'm saying, right? And they'll go out there and they will think that you're just not worthy of her, because she's out there and she can get some bedroom attention from a dude on, you know, Tinder or whatever who's more attractive. That's really, it's asymmetrical is what I'm trying to say here.
They've showed you consistently, time after time, that they don't care about you. They don't care about women. Men only respect other men.
I mean, men respect women, but they have to be actually respectable. A lot of modern women are simply not respectable. You think I'm going to respect some 27-year-old who's spent like the past 9 years of her life hitting the clubs, failing to get a relationship out of a dude? No, it's not respectable. You know, you're walking around with like however many thousands of dollars in student debt. You've been with a whole bunch of different guys. You're strong and independent, apparently. And you're talking to me about respect. Men understand that respect is something that is earned. You know, like there is a clear difference between a woman who's deserving of respect and one who isn't. And a lot of modern women just fall into the category of those who aren't deserving of respect. I'm not saying to go out here and treat women like trash, guys, but here's the thing. Respect is something that is earned. You don't just get it simply because you exist as a woman. Men don't get it simply because they exist. That much is obvious.
When has a man ever really valued your opinion? I'll wait. When has a man ever valued your opinion? Oh, but if his friend said the same thing to him that you said to him, he would take his friend's advice.
Not gonna lie, if you and my friend said the same thing, I agree with you. I would 100% ignore you and just listen to my friend. Because the thing is, guys, is I would never take advice from a woman like this. I don't even care. Like, I'm shameless, man. If it's the same exact advice, I don't even care. I'll pretend like I didn't hear it from you. Why? Because I don't like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that this woman gives good advice in general. I wouldn't treat her as a source of advice. I wouldn't treat her as a trustworthy source. You know, my friends, on the other hand, yeah, probably a lot more likely I would be to listen to their opinions. And part of that is just having good opinions or a track record, or being able to actually make quality decisions, or being someone who's worthy of respect. I don't think this person's worthy of respect, so I don't respect their opinions. That's really what it boils down to. I think the people that I'm friends with, I respect them, so I'm way more inclined to listen to their opinions.
He would listen to his friend. He would value his friend's view above yours. But yet you still want to sit here and be like, oh, no, like, my man, like, really cares about me, and he really listens to me, and he really, you know, like, listens to what I've got to say, and he cares about what I have to say. Does he? Does he? Or is he just doing it because he feels like he has to and he wants a happy life? Ladies, wake up and smell the coffee. Men do not give an F about you, and they never will. And I'm saying that not to be horrible and not to be mean. And I have been targeted on here. I get hateful DMs by these triggered men, but you know what? I don't care. I don't care. I continue to post this content and I continue to send out this message because this is a safe space for women to finally find their voice and find their power.
No, please, please keep making the content. I think it's great. I get free videos, you know, like keep making the content, keep it up. This is just more content for my videos. It's, you know, it's no skin off my back here. So apparently women are saying to this woman that their man listens to them. And this woman's like, does he really? You know, is he listening to you, or is he just not listening to you? Like, what the hell are we even talking about here, man? This woman comes across as so bitter. Sounds to me like she's just trying to break up relationships. Women are out here and they're like, yeah, my man listens to me. He cares about me. And meanwhile, you've got this woman in the corner like, does he? Does he actually listen to you? Like, are we just ignoring? Are we just ignoring what your audience is saying then, I guess? That's hilarious. Guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments. Make sure you guys take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.